Hello everyone. Well, I've got another box in front of me. I wonder what could be inside this box. Perhaps it's a vacuum cleaner. Well, let's hope it is, because that's what I tend to do on this channel mainly, is unbox and sometimes demonstrate vacuum cleaners. This one's another Miele, a Miele that I used to own but sold, but I've got it again. Let's hope it looks as good in the flesh as it did in the eBay listing. Well, at the time of making this video, my box cutter hasn't turned up. I think I'm going to have to buy myself another one, but anyway, I'll use these scissors for now. They should be fine. So yes, this is a Miele Revolution 500, I think. Let's see if it is. I'm expecting another few vacuums. Yes, it is. As we can see, it's been popped in this square box. So, we've got some bags. It's always handy, isn't it? Some high clean 3D efficiency bags. And it's a full box, isn't it? Four. You get four in a box. There's also... that's a pre-motor filter. You have to cut those to fit certain models. And, oh, there's another pre-motor filter there, and a micro filter. Again, that needs cutting for other models. Now, Miele did introduce, or I've seen pictures of, I think it was a 4D bag, which was an odor protect bag. I've never actually seen that in the shops or on Miele's website, so I wonder what happened to those bags. But anyway, these are the 3D high clean bags, very effective at filtering out the dirt. So this is quite hefty because this is a power tube. It actually has a power head, this machine, not an air powered head, but a electrically powered rotating brush. And that's finished in a sort of, yeah, it looks worse than, well, the pictures. Yeah. Oh dear, yes, it is in worse, well, this is in worse condition than I thought, so I'm not holding out much hope for the cleaner. I paid £95 on a bite now for this, which I didn't think was bad. You can see it's had quite a bit of use. You see how the black finish has come off there. So we'll see. I mean, to replace one of these are ridiculously expensive. I don't think I'll be doing that. As long as the thing works. No, that would be well over £100 for one of those. Silly prices. This is a dedicated hard floor head. Might need my scissors again. So yes, at the time of making this video, Miele still don't offer any powerhead vacuum cleaners in the UK. That's had a fair bit of use, but it's not too bad. Very soft, dense, real. I don't know what they're made of, but it's some real. I think it's probably some part of an animal, I'm afraid. But that is a regular, it's not a parquet twister. It's just a regular sort of Miele parquet head for your delicate hard floors. It's been well packed anyway, which is good to see. Nothing worse than getting a vacuum through the post and finding it broken, is there? So yeah, you can see that's the little metal ring there. So that's, you can see it's had a bit of wear. So it's had quite a fair bit of use, I'd say. The hose so far looks reasonable, quite a short hose on these. Now this contains a remote control handle, so we can turn the machine on and off and vary the power. It will also contain a little connection. Yeah, there's a little connector just down there which connects up to the extension wand and the power nozzle. Should always be dubious of eBay listings that don't actually put photographs that are actually in focus. What is the point of, I don't know if it's people, they can't take photos. Anyway, it's more worn than I thought. Did look a lot better on the photos. But anyway, again, if I wanted one of these complete hoses, well over £200 for one of these. I was checking before I got this machine. But with any luck it'll all work. It does actually swivel at this end, and you can see it's got touch buttons. They feel a bit spongy. There's a button there to turn the power head on and off, and a plus and minus to adjust the power, and it's marked from 300 up to 1600. So 1600 is the maximum wattage of this particular Miele. I'll take the cleaner out, and then the old power head, and that should be it. There's no instructions, but I believe you can still look at the instructions online. If you go to Miele's website, type in the model number you want the instructions for, and you should find them. Yes, I did have one of these from brand new a few years ago. It's probably more than 15 years ago, and I got that one from eBay, and it's quite a good price. These are still available, but again, you're talking around £100. That, it's not too bad. The usual paint marks you get on the sides of vacuums from rubbing up against the skirting board, that will come off, and a buff up. It shouldn't be too bad. The brushes, not spotless, but they're not in bad condition. I'm not sure. You should be able to get a new brush bar for these, but as I said, you can still buy the complete unit if you wanted to. Right, well, it's fair, it's in fair condition. Let's have a look at the cleaner, because this has a finish that's quite easy to damage. It's a sort of a metallic-y, minty green colour. Oops, careful. So far it looks pretty decent. Not too bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Could be better, and I'll make it slightly better. Yeah, underneath it's quite good, isn't it? Considering, I think a bit of a polish up, a bit more of a slight clean. It doesn't seem to need much. Okay, let's have a closer look at the cleaner itself. So here we have the cleaner itself, the Miele Revolution 500. The model number is S556, and it is a maximum 1600 watt made in Germany. Now you can still buy the shape of Miele. In fact, I've got one. I don't think I've actually shown it on the channel yet. I bought a cat and dog version like this only fairly recently, but it's one of those assembled in China jobs. There are some older style Miele cleaners that are offered at quite reasonable prices, but they are assembled in China, not Germany. So this is a German machine. We should have, hopefully, all three tools. First problem, that isn't opening as it should. We're going to have to help that along, aren't we? That really, yeah, it's a bit mucky with carbon dust in there, isn't it? Look, can you see? Yeah, you can see how that's rubbing a bit, so that's not very good, is it? That's your upholstery nozzle. Not sure if this is the original upholstery nozzle. I can't remember it being that style for this age of cleaner. A little bit worn, of course. You can buy new ones of those. Short and stubbly crevice tool, and the cheaper version of the dusting brush with the synthetic brushes. So that's that. Yeah, that isn't quite right. There's a bag check indicator there. Got a little cover too. If you're storing the machine without the hose attached, you can slide over that little cover to keep all the dust inside. Nice little feature. They don't do that anymore on their machines. That's a little bit stiff. This one, now I don't know. Oh, that's why. That's why that shouldn't be there. Now it should have one or the other. Shouldn't have this. Shouldn't have a super air clean and this. And I can see why now, that the seller has probably done that, because this filter, you can't quite see, but it's leaked out it's got some holes in it. It's leaked out the little charcoal. This is an active air clean, so it contains charcoal particles to help absorb odours. They are, of course, replaceable from about £20 for a genuine one. It all adds up. I'll pop that back for now, just so it's not going to spill any more of those bits into the motor. So that's something else not pointed out. You take a risk, don't you? Buying second-hand, wherever you buy it from, eBay, wherever you buy anything from second-hand, you're always taking a risk. Well, it's got a new bag in, no dirt, so that's good, and a little air freshener's been put in there, but if the carbon filter works, you shouldn't really smell that. Although I have found these Miele carbon filters aren't that effective, to be honest. There's also a pre-motor filter. It's clean enough, you know, it's not bad. I think it was a fair price, £95, as long as it all works, as long as the power head works, as long as the remote works, and as long as the motor sounds fine, it's not too bad. So there we go. It's a GN bag. I'm not sure if they're the correct bag, so it takes the FJM. I'm not sure on these machines. It would fit both. It is the same fitting, but the FJM bags have the red collar. But on the later machines, the bag, I don't know what you call that bit. The part you slide the bag into, that's normally colour coordinated. So if that was red, you'd know to buy the bag with the red collar. If that's blue, you buy the bag with the blue collar. If you buy the genuine bags, of course, which I would always recommend you do so, especially when you're buying a decent vacuum like a Miele or a Sebo. So that's fine and dandy, sort of. Moving on to the back of the cleaner, we'll pull out the cord. Ah, right, I thought, oh heck, it's broken, but no, hopefully not. I'm gonna have to clean up these bits. It's got what Miele call the auto reverse system. Now that's a feature I never used when I owned this cleaner before, and other Miele cleaners with auto reverse. And I believe Electrolux did one with this auto reverse. I'm not sure if my Excelio, my top of the line, well, mid to top of the line Excelio has this. Basically, if it's on auto reverse, the cord does not stay out. So you would plug the machine in, and as you're cleaning, as you're moving away from the plug socket, of course it would reel out more cord, and if you get nearer the plug socket, the cord would go inside the machine. I don't see the point of it, to be quite honest. So if this does work, hopefully, when I slide this button here, yes, hopefully, when I slide this, oh, there we are. Yes, good. Phew. I can now pull out all the cable. Feels quite smooth. So I think that should be okay when we come to rewind, hopefully. So of course now it stays out until you press the pedal. You have to keep your hand or foot on the pedal, not like the later comfort models where you just press it once. You do have to keep hand or foot on the pedal. We have a little bit of a control panel here. Now I don't think this actually lights up this part, because I think all the lights are on the remote. So I think that just gives you a guide. So on the 300 setting, it's designed for your curtains, and on the 500 setting for your upholstery, 700 watts for your rugs, 900 watts is the economy setting, 1200 watts is for your fitted carpets, and 1600 watt is for your hard floors. There is a warning indicator, I think that's for overheating. There's a mains on indicator. There's also a reset button. So approximately once a year when you need to change the filter, the reset light will come on and then you press the button to reset it. So I think that's everything I can show you on the machine. apart from of course the underside, which consists of 3 smooth running casters, very nice quality. We've got storage or parking slot on one side. It's more your storage slot really. You have the parking slot on that side. I'm not sure if this cleaner turns off when you actually park it. Sometimes they do. I don't know if this is would normally have had a normal head with it too. I think it did. I'm not sure. It's such a long time since I had mine. But you can park, of course, the Electro Plus head. So let's see if this works. And it's made a mess with some of the carbon granules coming out. So we'll pop the hose in. Have to make sure it connects up. This is the little plug end that needs to go into the socket there. So we'll just line that up. Make sure that's in place. Now I think this is a 360-degree swivel. Yes, it is. That can cause problems. The contacts on here, you have got to make sure they're kept clean, otherwise it could start cutting out. Right, that's everything. Let's go and plug it in. Now that I've plugged the cleaner in, you can see that the green mains on light has illuminated. So now the cleaner is ready for use. So now, if everything's working correctly, I should be able to turn the machine on and off using the controls on this handle. You can see that there's also a little static light there, again to show that there is power running to the hose. So I'm not sure if by pressing plus automatically starts it at full power. We'll soon find out. Let's press the plus button, see what happens. That just turns the machine on. So obviously I'm not sure if you just keep your finger or thumb on the plus and it'll go down to maximum, or you have to keep pressing it. We'll find out, shall we? So I'm going to keep my thumb on the plus button and hold it. So yes, by keeping my finger or thumb on the plus and minus button, I can vary the power. But you can just press it once if you just want to go up in increments of 1. So yeah. So I think you'll agree that's a very smooth sounding motor, so there's nothing wrong. Pretty pleased with it on the whole, to be honest. So as long as the old power head works, which it should do. Need to connect up the wand, of course. Will that fit in properly? That's a nice click. So that's not too bad. And then on to the end of the wand, we need to pop the Electro Plus head. Of course, if you want to deep clean your stairs, you can connect the Electro Plus head directly to the handle, like that. So now you can go up your stairs and give them a good clean. Let's check the old power head works actually. Again, we've got the separate little on-off button for the power head. I'm not sure if it'll come on automatically when I turn it on. No, it hasn't come on yet, so hopefully when I press the little button at the bottom, it should activate the motor. Yep, so that all works fine. Everything seems to work fine. Well, there you go. Everything seems to function as it should. I think the Electro Plus head works better at slightly lower settings. I did try it on 1600, but I don't think it's necessary. I think sort of the 700 to 900 watt setting, so the 900 would be the economy setting. I think that, coupled with the power head, is more than suffice for cleaning your carpets. It's not as beefy, of course, as the larger power heads you can get with some Miele cleaners, but it's a lot easier to handle than some. But yes, I'm very pleased with this. As long as the automatic flex rewind works, I think it'll be a thumb up for this Miele Revolution 500. I've got a couple of options to rewind the cable on this. I could just press the button and rewind it in the traditional way, or I could slip the auto reverse slide control into auto reverse and it should rewind the cable that way. It should, if it didn't get tangled up. There we go. So all in all, yep, for £95 I think that's a fair price to pay for one of these. It's in pretty good condition, needs a new filter, bit more of a clean up and a polish, and it's a welcome addition to my ever-growing collection of Miele vacuum cleaners.